Hi, season's greetings to everyone and welcome to another craft video with Independent Arts and me, Jess. Now today I really wanted to show you how to make this lovely, really cute and very easy to do Christmas robin design, which I've found really handy this year for making homemade gift tags and also all my Christmas cards. As you can see, I think they've worked quite well. Quite sweet, and as I said, a really fun and simple technique that everybody can do, really. All you're going to need for it as well, not going to need much at all, we're going to need some paper or card. We're going to need some acrylic paint. Now, just 3 colours, a brown, a white and a red. I didn't even have any brown, so I mixed up my own brown with about 2 parts green to 1 part red, because I didn't want a very reddy brown. I wanted a sort of a cooler brown so that the robin's nice little red breast stands out nicely. And also going to need a little bit of white. So just 3 colours of acrylic paint. We're going to need 1 paintbrush, 1 small and relatively pointed paintbrush. It hasn't got to be one exactly this shape. Any small pointed paintbrush, because we're not going to be actually painting with it as such, just printing. We're going to be printing robin's wings using 1 paintbrush. We're going to need a black pen to add the detail of their eyes and beaks and feet at the end, and we're going to need a finger or 2 to do some finger painting. And obviously, as well as that, getting nice and messy, we're going to need some sort of baby wipes or a pot of water, something to clean your hands with as we go through the activity. And that's it, ready to get started. Alright, you can see that I already mixed up my brown earlier. It said you might have some brown paint already, but we can make our own if not. And all we're going to need first is to start doing some finger painting. So get a little bit of the brown first onto our fingertip, and we're going to make some little blobs, which won't look like much to start with, but give me 10 minutes and they're going to look like some really cute festive robins. So with our brown paint on our finger, all we're going to do is just do, I say 4 to start with, 4 little blobs of brown. 1, 2, I'm going to stagger them about a little bit as well, because once our blobs turn into robins, they're going to be bouncing around in the snow or something, possibly. So 1, 2, 3. They haven't got to be perfect, they haven't got to be perfectly circular. Different shapes and sizes, like real robins would be as well. Nothing in nature's perfect. So there we go, 4 little blobs of brown. And I'm going to have to just quickly get this paint off my finger. And then we're going to get our paintbrush. Now, using the same shade of brown, get a little bit of this brown paint onto the tip of our paintbrush. And as I said earlier, we're not painting as such, we're just printing. So I'm going to press very gently down with the paintbrush to make the robin's wings. So this one is going to be sat down on the floor, so I'm going to do his wings facing downwards, like so. 1 and 2. This one here is going to have his wings up because he's jumping and fluttering about. So it's nice to do them all different and see what different little robins we can create. There's that one. And now for this one, I'm going to do this one facing to one side, so we're going to be able to see one of his wings, and I'm going to print that like so, this side. So he's going to be looking to my left. And then lastly this one, I shall do his wings straight out to the side. 1 and 2. And that is step 1 complete. You're going to want to leave the paint to dry for a few minutes. I normally use use my hairdryer to help along if I'm in a hurry. and get that brown paint off our hands and ready for the next step, step 2. Right, for our next step we're going to want, again, just using our fingers. We don't even need our paintbrush again now, that's it for the paintbrush. We're going to be using our finger. I've still got the brown paint all over me as well. And we're going to do a very similar technique to the first step, just fingerprinting a little bit of this white paint on each of our robin blobs, or blob robins. We don't want to cover all of the brown that we've just done. If we think about where his little red breast would be, what we're going to want to do is put the white round about there. You can go straight in for the red, but I have found that adding another colour, a white or a grey, in between our brown and our red just gives it a little bit of an extra oomph, makes it stand out a little bit nicer. Works very well. So here we go, I'll show you now. A little blob of white round about where his tummy would be. 1, 2. Now remember, this one we've got facing to the side, so instead of putting it in the centre, I'm going to put it to the left, like so. And 4. And that's it for step 2. We're going to need to let our white paint dry now, because we want our red to stand out nicely. We don't want to be mixing any pink breasts. They're robin red breasts. So leave that paint to dry and we will begin step 3 shortly. Now step 3 is very similar to step 2. We're going to want to get our red paint now, and we're going to finger paint a blob of red paint round about where the white blob has just gone. Not completely covering it, although it doesn't matter if we do. Got a little bit of the white showing around the sides or around any side. That's fine, that's kind of the effect that we want. I'll show you what I mean. So a little blob of red on top of the white, his little red breast, like so. 1, 2. This one to the side again, facing to the left. 3. And 4. They're starting to look a little bit like robins now. All that's left to do to complete this activity is let this red paint dry, and when everything is totally dry we're going to come back with our black pen and add some detail. Right, now the last thing that we're going to do for these robins is add some very, very simple eyes, a little beak and some little sticky legs. So really easy, 2 little black dots for eyes. It's a little bit tricky to see on the camera. I'll show you what I'm doing next to it. All I'm doing is 2 tiny little black circles near the top of his head for the eyes. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 eyes. For the beak, nothing too fancy, just a tiny little black triangle facing downwards for the one's face on, and the one facing to the side will do his beak to the side as well. 1 there, 2, beak to the side for him, and a beak for him as well. And for the legs, I just do a line with 2 little lines coming off like so at the bottom. They can have long legs, they can have legs out to the side, they can have short legs, but just using this easy design of 1 straight line and 2 little lines coming off the end. It's just a really easy way of finishing off our robins. You can see in these earlier examples that I'd made, something that I did once I'd finished with the robins was get a little bit of glitter glue, just some kids' silver glitter glue, and I've dotted it around the place like snow, which I think finished off the design quite nicely. If you haven't got any glitter glue, you can just carry on using your black pen to add in some background detail. See, these robins that I've just done now, I've cut out around them. And if we want to, we can just add some little, draw in some little circles about the place with some snow. Or you could really use your imagination and add a different scene behind them, a garden scene perhaps, or even a garden fore candle. For one to be sat atop, or like I'm doing here, just adding in some curvy lines at the bottom for some snow. Now what you can do with these, as you see I've done here, I've done these straight onto some little gift tags, or like these Christmas cards. Once you've got your design and cut it out nicely, they look really, really cute affixed to a Christmas card. Let's find one, I'll be able to show you. For example, I've picked up these plain sort of unbleached card, greetings cards from a craft shop. Add in those with a border or an extra little bit of writing on. Makes a really lovely Christmas greetings card for friends and family. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'd love to see your fingerprint robin creations if you get a chance to do them yourself. Wishing you all a wonderful Christmas and a very happy New Year. From me, Jess, and from everybody at Independent Arts as well. Bye!